Why did Germany lose World War II? Why did Germany lose? Germany's loss of the Second World War was the result of a combination of factors, both in German weaknesses and in Allied and Soviet strengths. German weaknesses. Germany had four key fatal weaknesses in the Second World War. These were the lack of productivity of its war economy, the weak supply lines, the start of a war on two fronts, and the lack of strong leadership. Following the invasion of the Soviet Union, using the Blitzkrieg tactic, the German army marched far into Russia. However, they did so on very slow, overextended, supply lines. These supply lines hindered the German advance, and eventually led to a huge lack of supplies on the front line. This, alongside key Soviet advances, contributed to the German retreat. In addition to the poor supply lines, Germany's war economy could not support the extent of goods needed for the various invasions in the Second World War. As Richard Evans writes, in Germany, by 1944, 75% of GDP was being devoted to the war in comparison to 60% in the Soviet Union and 55% in Britain. Richard Evans, The Third Reich at War, England, Penguin Group, 2008 p. 333. Throughout the war, Germany became desperately short of fuel, coal and food. It was not until Albert Speer became Minister of Armaments and War Production in 1942 that Germany started moving towards a total mobilization of the economy for war, although this was still with mixed success. In mid-1944, the economy peaked. For Nazi Germany, in retreat with a defensive war being fought on two fronts, this was too late. Following the Allies' D-Day offensive and the simultaneous Soviet offensive Operation Bagration, Germany was fighting a defensive war on the Eastern Front and on the Western Front. This meant that the German troops were split, and neither side could have the full weight of the army. As a result of this, the German troops were pushed back into Germany. In addition to the above, in the closing stages of the war there was a lack of strong leadership in Nazi Germany. Hitler had lost the faith of the German people. He was rarely seen in public and stayed confined to his bunker under the Reich Chancellery in Berlin. On the 30th of April 1945, Hitler took his own life. For many, who had seen Nazism and Hitler as one being, the death of Hitler meant the end of Nazi Germany.